is a video up on Infowars.com, why social justice warriors are so demented. And I'm going to retweet this out at Real Alex Jones right now while I'm airing this. And I'm going to come back and go back into some of these clips. It's so powerful. I'm going to play it again, where Trump says Hillary Clinton has to go to jail. Then I'm going to play what he said yesterday, where he talked about, these people are all crooked. He's expanding, not just calling her crooked Hillary. He's being serious, saying these are criminals. These are organized crime. And then we're also going to get into more of the mainstream media, the lying media, the crooked media, trying to cover up the racial attacks and just anti-free speech attacks, the brown shirt style true tyranny attacks going on. Out of one side of their mouth, they're saying it isn't an attack or saying, oh, there was a clash, both sides did it. But out of the other side of their mouth, they then sit there and say, oh, it's good to go out and attack these people. These are bad people. It's like MSNBC over and over again has said, well, of course we're persecuting the Tea Party and taking away their tax exemptions and going after Christian groups and veterans groups. Of course we're going after you. You're racist. You're bad. You need to be shut down. See, instead of denying they're engaged in Nixonian behavior times 10,000, literally with the IRS, I mean, it's massive scale. Thousands of times bigger than what Nixon did on record. Tens of thousands. They've persecuted tens of thousands. Nixon had a list and was thinking about messing with some people, 100 and something. And that was wrong. But look how bad we've gotten now, saying Nixon was the benchmark of evil. We got Roger Stone, who was, worked closely with him and going to be in studio with us for an hour and a half today. He's written the definitive book on Nixon. But we're going to be talking campaign and more with him coming up at the bottom of the next hour. And Joe Biggs will be popping in, who was in the middle of the melee last night. But this is simply incredible. Right now, let's go to Paul Joseph Watson's piece on social justice warriors. And when we come back from the piece, I'm going to add the rest of the story. Because, yes, it's about arrested development. Yes, it's about daycare. Yes, it's about mommy not giving attention. Yes, it's about baby-level fighting and then going and tattling to the state, tattling to the monitor, tattling to the welfare attendant, tattling to the daycare attendant. So it's a babyish aggression. Weak, shallow, dumb, gibbering, malnourished, small-brained, dysfunctional people. Because here's the deal. You can look up hundreds of studies on this. Mother's milk. I know it's a conspiracy that women have breasts to feed their young, but mammals have warm blood, they feed their babies from mammary glands, and they have hair. And there's some other features, but most mothers don't breastfeed now because of the industrial society. Most babies are put in cribs. IQs are 10, 20, 30 points higher the more you have a child the first 2 years up against you, up against your skin. They need to be in bed with you every night, up against you. They need to be getting mother's milk to at least 18 months. And the brain, on average, will be 40% larger. That's why Homo sapien sapien has a big head for a bigger CC-sized brain. But when you don't get the milk designed to grow the brain's much smaller. The autopsy reports are there. People died 25 years old in a car wreck. They're not even drug users. They cut open the brain, do an autopsy just to check. The brain is half the size it should be. These are zombies that the formula the last 60 years is 2/3 high fructose corn syrup on average. These are brain-damaged babies who can't talk, and they just run around stomping like babies saying, I deserve a new toy, you're bad, you're racist, you're evil. And that's why whether it's Carl the Cuck or any of these social justice warriors, they look like they are undead, and it's because they are. When you've got a brain 40% smaller than it should be, okay, you got a problem. They give baboons the average formula, and they can hardly climb a tree. Just put an article up about that a moment ago. So, women got those for a reason. Call it a conspiracy theory. They'll probably have Salon come out and say it's not true. Next to an article about how great pedophiles are. But soon it will be a conspiracy theory to say mothers ever gave milk. They're also now even saying we should just outlaw vaginal birth. They're saying it's evil. and they want to put statins in the water. So they're coming for us. Now, I got milk till I was 18 months. I walked up in Target, jerking on my mom's pants, and I bossed her around, and I said, Mama, titty. And she said, I think it's time to wean you, because I was like pinching on her leg. That's a famous story she tells. But I'm not perfect, but you know what? This big old cranium, that brain got filled out. It's there. And thank God my mother was able to stay home for those first 18 months. She went to work after that at the Dallas Morning News. All right, I'm going to skip this break because it's so important. Let's just go ahead and go to Paul Joseph Watson's report on why these people are so brain damaged and so evil and so wicked, because they are the equivalent of lobotomized goblins. Here it is.
Have you ever wondered why feminists and social justice warriors behave like escaped mental patients?
Oh, we should film
Oh, no. Why are they so loud and obnoxious?
You're a white male!
Despite looking like the cast from a pilot show called The Unbulls, why are they always trying to be the center of attention? Turns out it might be because Mommy didn't give them enough huggles. As Laura Perrins explains, we're talking about the daycare generation. These kids grew up in the 90s, when feminists assured us that nursery care was completely healthy. Turns out that was bull. A 2001 National Institute of Child Health and Development study revealed a link between long hours of non-maternal care for young children and aggressive behavior. In other words, you had 24 insecure, screaming brats all competing for the attention of one stressed-out daycare worker. The love and protection of mother's safe space was nowhere to be seen, and the only way to be heard was to throw a massive tantrum. So SJWs are craving the comfort and security of home that they never had growing up.
It is not about creating an intellectual space. It is not. Do you understand that? It's about creating a home here.
They're addicted to being treated like special snowflakes because Mommy didn't shower them with enough love. They're obsessed with making crazy demands to grab the attention that they were denied in daycare.
You should step down.
So there you have it. Psychologically speaking, social justice warriors are mentally stunted toddlers who throw fits when they don't get their own way because they never learned to interact like normal humans. They're so full of righteous indignation because they're inflicting revenge on the world for their emotionally deprived childhoods.
Stop talking to us like children.
And even though they're adolescent crybabies, scared of Halloween costumes and other people's opinions, let's take the high road. Let's be compassionate. Let's be kind. Hug a social justice warrior today. Actually, that. Let's just keep triggering the little It's hilarious.
All right, I don't like Paul Watson's use of profanity, and I apologize for that, and he's trying to cut back on it. But quite frankly, it's a tactic he's using, and his videos are getting millions of views a day in many cases. And almost every high school student I run into, literally, that's politically involved is now watching his videos and tuning into InfoWars. And so fight fire with fire. I don't really agree with that overall, but it's working. And I'm the guy that made Paul get on the air 5 years ago, so I guess I kind of asked for it. But people at the school level, middle school, high school, into college, are really starting to figure out what's going on. And they shouldn't be guilty. They shouldn't be brainwashed. They shouldn't be told America's bad. They shouldn't have all this garbage pushed on them. But I'm not kidding. I need to do more videos about vaccines causing brain damage, lower IQ, fluoride causing lower IQ. That's Harvard study. Look it up yourself. I'm talking 10-point reduction in just 6 years of use at 1.3 parts per million. Look it up. You add screen time, the television, rewiring the brain, lowering synapse connections, lowering attention span to that of a goldfish. The average person has an attention span lower than that of a goldfish. It's why they can't carry out tasks either. No one remembers what was said to them 60 seconds before. And the establishment people say, well, that's good, Alex. We can just rule over all these idiots. I don't want to rule over a planet of morons, planet goldfish brain. It also burns out your pancreas. You wonder why these kids weigh twice what they should by the time they're 14 years old. there's no exercise. The average North American gets less time, Europeans as well, outside than a maximum security prisoner. That's a federal study out a month ago. Look it up. Just type that in. Everything I'm telling you, type it in. The average child in the West spends less time outside than a maximum security prisoner. Close quote. Children now spend less time outside than the average prisoner. Look it up for yourself. So, we laugh at these people, we make fun of them, and Paul's doing that lovingly because that's all they listen to, because they're at childlike level. They get the average person, and I'm going to play a Trump clip in a moment, into college. They're already primed to be social justice warriors. They're already guilty, in their heart, even though they've done nothing. And they take them into these communal areas and dress them down and yell at them. And if they're a minority, they say you're persecuted. Folks are out to get you. There's big racism on this campus. There's epidemics of rape. Look out. Oh, my gosh. They trigger all this hysteria and fight and flight. They don't want your parents to do that and teach you real threats. Then they don't want you to have that in high school. They want you to be insulated. Then in college, they scare you and freak you out, give you false stimuli, try to activate instincts that are there, and then misdirect them to your enemy is white people. Your enemy is money. Your enemy is success. Your enemy is anyone who has more money than you. Your enemy is anyone better looking than you. You are going to be a failure unless you're part of this group, part of this guild. Here, the Ford Foundation loves you. La Raza Mecha loves you. Black Lives Matter, funded by Soros, loves you. And now you're a prisoner for life. You will do whatever they say. You will read their books, watch their TV shows, follow their directives. You are now a total mind slave. And you drank fluoride your whole life. You had formula designed to massively reduce the CC size of your brain from 20 to 45% on average. It's in that spectrum, depending on the formula. You are a victim of a technotronic, psycho, global program that's declassified. You were hit and hit hard. And they just hope that you don't care and join them like a zombie. But many of you would have been geniuses. Now you still have average intelligence, and that's who I'm targeting, myself included. My dad was like one of the top people in the state at mathematics, engineering. He was in UT when he was a junior in high school, salutatorian in high school, would have been valedictorian, but he was too busy already, working in cancer research facilities in Houston when he was 16. Everybody else before me on the other side of the family was smarter than I am cognitively, literary, language, you name it. But I've still got all my primitive instincts that are good. But I'm brain damaged. I'm probably 20, 30 points lower than I should be. I should be about 150 IQ. Those of us that still can operate, we have to realize we've been hit with chemical and biological and cultural attack. We got to shake it off, realize it's basically an alien attack by a psycho breakaway group of controllers. And then if we know we're under attack, humans can then work around it and actually boost your cognitive ability once you know you're under attack instinctively. I'm going to stop right there and play this clip because it's so powerful. Trump. Hillary Clinton has to go to jail. This is next level. This is firing back. This will bring them down. Here it is.
By the way, Hillary Clinton is missing 30,000 emails. They've been deleted. 30,000. 30,000 emails. And remember I said I was a counterpuncher? I am. After what she said about me today in her phony speech, that was a phony speech. That was a Donald Trump hit job. I will say this, Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay? She has to go to jail. Has to go. That was a phony hit job. She's guilty as hell. Remember, Hillary Clinton used to hate Obama. She used to hate him. Bill Clinton hated him. Bill Clinton hated him. He called Bill Clinton a racist. Do you remember that? Bill Clinton hated him. And Hillary Clinton hated Obama. Now it's, yes, sir, Mr. President, sir. Yes, sir. What would you like? What would you like me to say here, sir? The only reason she's behaving like this, and the only reason she's been dragged so far left, believe me, is she doesn't want to go to jail over the emails, okay? Believe me, that's the only reason. One simple reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is powerful info. I'm going to play more of the clips here in a moment, but first off, We're running a special until this sells out.